late 19th century artists also shifted their presentations of people. In this case, we're going to look at Renoir, who we also have a photograph of, right? We don't have to worry about a painting. We can see what he looks like because someone took a picture. This is the dance at Le Moulin de Galets, 1876. Here you have just a little park scene. You can still find these in Paris today with tables sitting out where people are getting drinks, gathering together, listening to music, dancing, having a good time, visiting with friends. No one's trying to kill their child. No one's trying to kill themselves. They're having a good time because life is good. This world, this secular world, is something that we can enjoy on a daily basis or a weekly basis. Go out and go to a bar and have drinks with friends, dinner with friends, dancing and enjoying life. Once again, it's an interaction between light and color in the eyes, all creating a sense of movement and life and vitality. Here's another Renoir, this case, two sisters. The vibrant, right? The life that comes off of them. Seeing them makes you happy. It's not depressing. It's a pretty picture. But it is also impressionistic, right? There's no attempt to realistically portray all the vegetation in the background. Because when we look at someone like this, right, our eye doesn't focus on everything at once. If you're looking at someone, these two sisters sitting there, your eye focuses it on them and the details that are there, but everything in the background sort of just fades away, and that's okay. If you go back to the David, if you use the magic Google and pull it up on the internet, you'll see that David took great care to make sure everything in the background was correctly proportional and correctly represented objectively. That's not a concern for Renoir. He could do it. He didn't want to do it. It was unnecessary. But once again, these are not heroes. They're not extraordinary people doing extraordinary things. These are people on an afternoon sitting, enjoying your sister. This is more in line with what we have in terms of our selfie picture taking, right? Now, we still have the weddings, we still have all of the big events that we would like to document, but we also just document everyday life. Nothing really extraordinary about any of this. We just want pictures of people. We like it. It's enjoyable. It's pleasing. Another skilled people painter was Edouard Degas. In this case, capturing the dance class as these young ladies prepare for the ballet. This was a famous subject matter for Degas. He liked dancers. He liked to present them. He liked the way dancers looked and moved, and so he tried to capture them in a variety of settings. These aren't famous dancers. Right? It's not prima ballerinas. It's just a dance class. Your average little teenage girl practicing to become a dancer. In the same way that we have our average, teenage boys and girls who play sports today. We take pictures of them. We capture that for a moment, right? That's what we can do. But when Degas started capturing, this is off scene. This is not even in the middle of a presentation, right? This is just everyday life. Everyday life can be art. It doesn't have to be heroic. It doesn't have to be meaningful. It can be just something we like to look at. And if you don't like to look at it, you move on and you go look at something else. But Degas was fascinated by dancers, and that was his subject matter. Not a priest, not a prophet, not a hero like Napoleon or Alexander the Great, but dancers. Henri Toulouse-Lautrec painted at Le Moulin Rouge. Not quite a strip club, but close to being a strip club, what we would call burlesque. Can-can dancers, 1864. In this case, he's inside the club. The lights are low. Candle lights are around. And so the light on the faces are different than if you would be outside in sunlight. And the colors inside are a little bit off, right? They're not quite like it would be in the sunlight, because candlelight creates a different sensation on the eye. And so Toulouse-Lautrec was, what was it like inside there? He also then becomes very famous for poster work that's trying to encourage people to come inside, because there's a little bit of mystery of what's inside. So by capturing this and presenting this, he's showing something, once again, that's part of everyday life. Can-can dancers are certainly not a religious figure, but they are enjoyable. People do enjoy that, and it then becomes part of the scandal of the big city, how they're loosening sexual mores. They're not as prim and proper as they should be. But truth be told, if you go back into the Middle Ages, those were some of the most bawdy people that ever walked the face of the earth. There wasn't really a time of morality in humanity, because humans aren't that much concerned about morality. But we can pretend to be. These artists, by the end of the 19th century, weren't worried about presenting an ideal hero. They started presenting the world as they saw it. And if you don't see it, if you see it a different way, go paint it. You can, it's okay. These people then were ordinary people, not heroes, not religious figures, not transforming the world, but simply living in the world.